So hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kat, and today I have here for you this beautiful Bohemian Garnet and seed pearl bangle bracelet. So let's just talk a little bit about the history of Bohemian Garnet, because I think that's very interesting. The Bohemian Garnet was firstly mined in what's called now Czechia, but I will call it Czechoslovakia because that's how it used to be called during the time when I was born there. And I'm a little bit sentimental about Czechoslovakia, as the country was separated in two countries. Now, the Bohemia, it used to be called Bohemia. This is when Celtic people lived in the area, what's now called Czechia. The Bohemian Garnet was basically found sometimes around 400 AD, and Celtic people already used it for making jewelry. Then it sort of around 6th century AD, Celtic people basically started trading with this beautiful stone. The stone has got around 75% of molecule of a pyrope, which is a type of garnet. We have many different types of garnet with coloring. I've seen green, yellow and orange, but pyropes, the higher percentage of the pyrope, the higher red color. I've also seen some Bohemian Garnet that was very dark, almost like when it's not directly facing the light, you might think that it's completely black. But this one is kind of nicely a red color. It is contrasted here with seed pearls. Seed pearls symbolize kind of innocence, purity, or sometimes sadness. But the Bohemian Garnet, or garnet in general, for its red color, represents fertility. It is very similar to fruit, pomegranate, and pomegranate was and is very popular fruit that we can find on the table in many Asian countries, but also European countries. It is quite widely spread. You can purchase pomegranates very easily here in Britain. Now, let's talk a little bit about when the popularity of these Bohemian Garnet jewelry started. Before the Baroque era, they were mainly marketed, for the wealthiest people. Okay, they were used in churches to embellish beautiful items such as crosses, that we find in churches, and other beautiful artifacts, religious artifacts. But they were also used by royalties. Lots of crowns were embellished by garnets that has the color, they have the color of blood. And I can absolutely see why they would be popular in churches and by royals, because the blood would represent the blood of the Christ. So they would want to embellish their jewelry with these garnets. Now, they got more and more popularity during the Baroque era, which started in the 16th century, ended in 1750, and they were made into medallions and lockets, in which people would basically wear and display their loved ones. We can find photographs in many of these lockets with pre-photograph era, obviously would have miniature paintings in them. And then on the kind of outskirts of a late Victorian era and Edwardian era, they would be used by general public. They would be widely spread. The market would include England, Czechoslovakia, Austria, Germany, and France. And what's really interesting is that the metals used for creating or crafting these type of jewelry would be kind of very low grade silver, or they would use tombak, and tombak is a combination of brass, copper and zinc. And this is not tombak, but tombak usually looks like a lower grade silver. It's a really nice type of metal, which I will definitely show you in some of my future videos, because I have a huge collection of tombak jewelry. But this specific bracelet, let's just say, I've inspected the metal, and it looks like we have yellow gilded brass metal underneath. I first thought it could be gold plated silver, but when you I don't know whether you can see it, but you can definitely see a brassy color here. So you always have to inspect closely. Now look at this beautiful type of fastening. We have the kind of insert clasp with two settings here. I'm not sure if you can see it. I hope you can see the details, but it's got like two mechanical stages, and it's very secure. And on top of that, we have this secure safety chain. So whoever has manufactured this bracelet was a really experienced jeweler. Can you hear it? Yeah, it's got two stages, so this is what I love about it. We've got two styles of garnets. The central panel has got the largest garnet, which is absolutely stunning, and it's got like a star type of faceting. And yeah, I'm just trying to the other garnets might have like a newer type of rose cut fastening. Rose cut was definitely used like pre-Victorian, not pre-Victorian, late mid-Victorian time. They were still popular facets, the rose cuts, because they would kind of dramatize the crimson color, when it was exposed to the light. What I like about this, we can see in many garnet jewelry, they have these layers, and the front panel is here attached to the rest of the bracelet with these two loops. If they've taken away, then we can take off this beautiful central panel. It could be made into a ring, someone could possibly prefer this as a central panel to the ring, and then they would leave the rest, the middle empty. But most of the garnet jewelry would kind of imitate the flower design, which we can see definitely in here. Definitely the front panel definitely looks like a flower. Now if you didn't know what metal this is, you would probably think this is yellow gold. It's got really sufficient amount of gilding, so it definitely looks like a gold bracelet to me if I didn't expect it closely. Now the bracelet weighs 6 and 25 grams, which is kind of very lightweight if you think about it, because large chunky rings do weight around that, so it's quite lightweighted bangle bracelet. The size is medium to large. It's 7 inches inner circumference, and the largest garnet here has 9 millimeters across, and the smaller garnets have 3 millimeters across. And what's interesting here is that when we open this, it's got either name or maker. It says Norm. I mean, it could be made in jewelry. It could be made in Germany, because the word Norm kind of sounds either like a name that would be used in Germany, or Norm could be some type of name describing the style, you know, the type of metal used here. So in Germany, what would they typically used, I think, tombak, but because this is a gilded brass, so maybe it's telling us, or maybe some type of rolled gold, they are telling us that this is gold-plated metal, you know, by giving this stamp Norm. I have to do a little bit more research into this, because I'm still not really sure about this, but I think my guess is that this has been made in Germany. I really like this kind of style of setting the stones, you know, on the back. That's typical for German jewelry craft. It reminds me kind of like studs that were popular in the 80s. And then what you usually see with the Bohemian Garnet jewelry is that they usually have these kind of layers, you know. Sometimes you have 3, 4, 5 lines, you know, so it would probably kind of reflect on, you know, how much money people had in the past. They were made into like cheaper metal, so normal people could afford to buy these this type of jewelry. Other than that, we know that Victorians were obsessed with you know, mourning their loved ones, and because the Bohemian Garnet has this kind of mystical and dark color, crimson color, then it would be definitely one of the stones popular during the Victorian era amongst the vulcanite and black jet. I have also made a short presentation on the black jet if you would like to look at that. And I think yeah, I'm just trying to kind of display to you a beautiful work of this bracelet, and we've got the very nicely done hinge here. Like when I manipulate with this beautiful mechanical bangle bracelet, you know, I feel like it's very secure and very easy to work with. And not only that, it's just such a beautiful piece, and it's so lovely to be able to you know, hold pieces like this. And I always say, if you are interested in pieces such as this one, then just leave a comment below the video, and I will send you a link where you can either look at more details about this piece, more pictures, and the price. I'm always open to offers, and yeah, this is definitely a piece of jewelry that you can wear on special occasions, whatever that occasion is. I think that you will definitely impress people around you. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this little Bohemian Garnet bangle bracelet presentation, and I will bring you more pieces of jewelry in the future. And enjoy the rest of the week, and Speak soon. Bye bye.